Hello and welcome to episode 36 of my Endwalker playthrough. So, stuff just happened. We now know that the specific cause of the final days. It is Meteon, or the Meteeyes, I think is how it's pronounced. The Meteeyes are basically trying to destroy all living life because that's what they think all life wants. And they are doing that through dynamis. The reason it affects our planet is because the sphere of ether that protects us from the outside becomes thin in places, which allows the dynamis to affect through and affect us directly. Emet-Selch has forgotten us, as has Heliodeus and Hermes, who will become Van Daniel. But Vanat has not, which basically explains roughly what's going to happen with her. If it follows through that all of these events had to happen and that the timeline was linear, including our being here, then Vanat is going to continue to try to prevent the final days in her time, fail, and so make it her mission to make sure that we end up here and now so that we have a chance to save ours. Anyway, looks like we're done here. So it's probably time to go and report back, and that's going to be an interesting conversation. There's also the distinct possibility we're going to co-opt the moon and take it to try and find Meteon. Nathan, listen to me. Our duty now is not to denounce Hermes for his misguided determination, or to convince Emet-Selch or Heliodeus that they have been deceived. No, we must instead ensure that the experience Hermes sought to expunge are preserved. What remains in my memory alone will be our weapon against the final days. You must fight this battle in your age, and I in mine. Come, let us walk together once more. I will see you to the doors of the Propylithian. Okay, we will see you over there. Here we are. Your time in this age is drawing to an end. Upon speaking to Vanar, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Speak with Vanar. Yes.
So, it is within. The portal that brought you hither, and will take you home.
Yes, this is where we part ways.
May you and yours emerge triumphant. Make use of the knowledge you have gained, that your days in Elpis and our friend's sacrifice be not in vain. With Meteon free to pursue her designs, 'tis only a matter of time until the final days are upon us. We must be ready. From fortifying our defenses to securing our escape, there is much to be done. In spite of this, we cannot allow the report that set this calamity in motion to become common knowledge. Were the masses to learn the fates of the other stars, I fear the situation would spiral out of our control. I must carefully consider who can be trusted and bring them into the fold. Ordinarily, I wouldn't hesitate to call upon the 14. However, it was the desire for a fair determination that drove Hermes to attempt to erase our memories. And were he made aware of his actions, there is no telling whether he would remain a friend or become a foe. Alternately, we might try to alienate him from the Convocation. Yet in doing so, we would deprive ourselves of a brilliant mind who would be invaluable in the crises to come. Quite the dilemma. Which is why I must work independently of the Convocation. Regardless of how we proceed, if we are to permanently avert the final days, we must be equal to Hermes' challenge. We must prove that mankind is worthy to exist. And this hinges, I think, on how we confront the all-consuming despair that accompanies a senseless and seemingly inevitable end. Bewildered and divided, we would perish like the peoples of those celestial ruins. We could not hope to survive the final days, much less take the battle to Meteion at her nest. We must find a way to defeat despair, to unite and prepare as many as possible for the struggle ahead. Heavy will weigh the burden of guiding this legion of souls. Yet I have faith in mankind's potential. As long as he believes in himself, there is naught he cannot achieve. So I will not give up on him. On us. You may find your world to be very different. Or perhaps the erasure of our friends' memories has sown the seeds of a conjunction between us. We cannot know until the moment is at hand. So shall I strive to do my best, taking naught for granted as I walk my path. And I pray you walk with me to the end. As you move forward, so too will I, as will all, resolved to fight for the morrow. And when mankind has found the strength to stand against despair, we shall silence the song of oblivion. She who sings it will learn our journey is far from over. This I promise. Fare you well, my light of the future, till we meet again.
So we do have a question. Has anything actually changed? I suspect the next place we're going to is back to Labyrinthos, before we go to the final area.
From this day forth, I shall strive to bring honor to the seat of Vandani.
And this is Amalot Burning.
Even now, I remember standing there, locked in a moment where the sky is aflame. where stars fall as tears and screams darken the seas. Where resignation rots the trees. Where terror twists magics into abominations. Such is the lament of they who have gone before. The song of they who tried and failed to create a better world. The song of the end. That which hides at the edge of the universe is no longer hope's creation. It is hopelessness incarnate. That day, mankind saw half of its number sacrificed to bring forth Zodiark. And covering the star in a shroud of ether, we forestalled the final days. Yet the cries echoed still. We wept for innocence lost, wailed for death inevitable. A reality too terrible to bear. And for too many who sought comfort in gilded memories of joyful days and tranquil nights.
This is all wrong! Why must we suffer so?
It needn't be like this. No. There must be a way to restore things to the way they were. To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
No, my friends. Suffering exists, and we cannot pretend otherwise. No civilization, however great, could eliminate it. If we would live, we must accept it as our constant companion. Let us not seek to forget this tragedy. Let us carry it in our hearts, that we may grow stronger and know true happiness.
We can't accept it! We won't accept it! It will be ours again! A world free of sorrow!
No, it will not. For there has ever been sorrow. Mankind was but spared its biting sting for a time. So please, open your eyes. To try and reclaim those lives we lost by sacrificing yet more isn't wisdom. It is weakness. No paradise is without its shadows. If we cannot accept this truth and learn from our pain, then our plight shall be repeated.
O mighty Zodiark! God, born of our boundless faith, we bid you, hear our prayer. Accept this offering of lives, and deliver unto us the lives we once had. Deliver unto us the days of old. The days when the star was a font of love, and we knew naught but bliss.
You would destroy it? Our beautiful world?
Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all, a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning and my purpose. My love. In spite of, or perhaps because of this, I choose to believe in mankind's potential. In his ability to find a way forward. So let there be no way back. From that temptation, I sunder us. No more shall man have wings to bear him to paradise. Henceforth, he shall walk.
So that begs the question, did she summon a primal or become one? Or did she sunder the world herself?
All is excruciating pain. I breathe fire and torment. I birth a world of suffering to mire and plague. In one fleeting moment, lives come and go, ever moving towards the unknown. And in that fleeting moment, they cry for the answer to the question. Why, given life, are they meant to suffer, to die? As fragmented, imperfect beings, yours is a never-ending quest. A quest to find your purpose, knowing your end is assured. To find the strength to continue when all strength has left you. To find joy, even as darkness descends. And amidst deepest despair, light everlasting. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
That still begs the question, did she summon/become a primal? Or did she do that all with just her power? Report to Kryl. Let's keep in this for now. We'll change back to our old attire after we've done this. We have monumentous news. Hi, Tataru. You have a knack for turning up exactly when you're needed, and this is no exception. Nathan, impeccable timing as always. I heard you were off to the first as part of an effort to investigate the final days. Well, as so often seems to be the case while you were away, we've had some few developments, which we can discuss in just a moment. For now, however, I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to have you back. Hey, level 88. Though you and Kryl both have news to share, hers is perhaps the more urgent. So, have you learnt aught more of the final days? Then the journey was well worth the risk. No doubt your newfound knowledge will be a great boon to us all. Unfortunately, during your time in the First, events have taken a turn for the worse. The Scions are running themselves ragged trying to contain the spread of the blasphemies, and it's a losing battle. To try and ascertain the where and the why of it, Alphano and Alize have been travelling all over. Of all the regions they visit, Lox Animos is one of the worst affected. Thancred, Istinian and Graha took a detachment of allied soldiers there to offer aid and succour to those in need. But the province is vast, and they're only managing to visit a handful of coastal villages. It was an accomplishment worth celebrating, still, but a drop in the bucket at best. In the meantime, Yustola and Master Matoya have been making a concerted effort to establish contact with Hydaelyn in the Ethereal Sea, but to no avail. As for Tataru and I, we've been keeping a close eye on the Forum. From what we can gather, they have been constructing a vessel to ferry people to the moon, an ambitious project that has likely been years, if not decades, in the making. However, since we've seen no sign of it thus far, I suspect it's still incomplete. You will also recall the proposal issued by Master Fourchenault to the people of Vazat-Han. Following their discussion, Vitra declared his support for the plan and urged those who wished to evacuate to accept the Forum's invitation. So far so good, but that's where things get a little strange. No one took them up. Apparently, the Forum caught wind of the lunar teleporter in the Tower of Babel, decided to use it to deliver people to the moon instead of their mysterious ship. Therefore, to secure safe passage to or for the Harnish refugees to the tower, Alphino, Alize, Estinian and Graha travelled to Garlemald not long ago. Trouble is, the capital was hardly the safest place to begin with, and now... the final days have come to Garlemald. Shortly after our friends arrived, they were sent to rendezvous with Master Fourchenault, then panic broke out, and our communications were severed. From what fragments we were able to make out before the link shell went completely silent, we can only assume the phenomenon has spread to the capital. The others need you, Nathan. Please, you must help them. Having you there will make all the difference, I'm sure of it. Camp Broken Glass was the first port of call. You'd be best to start there. Hopefully, Lucia will know where they are. There's no telling what you'll be walking into, so you'd best take every possible precaution. This sounds like it's probably going to be a duty. No, we don't want to teleport first. First, we need to click this. Oh, wait. That's not reasonable. This is a city. It just happens to be a room within the city. Okay, let's get ourselves over to Garlemald and Sharpish. Called it! One duty. Coming right up. Nathan, not a moment too soon. The skies above Garlemald are ablaze, I can see that. But the events on the ground that concern me. As you will have heard, your fellow Scions arrived ahead of you. We cut the customary greeting short after we received words from our troops on the Magna Glacier, that the Forum's airship had landed. And it was then that the heavens began to burn. I dispatched your friends at once to ensure the refugees come to no harm. I would have you join them immediately. Additional support is en route, but we can discuss them later. I trust you are ready to depart. Upon departing, several custodies, blah 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 blah. Earlier on the Magna Glacier, Magma Glacier? I forget the specific enunciation.
No. No. We were promised an escape. Not the same doom we fled.
I shall not meet my final days here in this blasted waste. Calm yourselves. Your panic is our greatest enemy. Come, we must build a line of defense.
Alphino to the rescue.
How?
Leave the fighting to us, Father. You must lead the people to safety.
Oh, we playing as Alphino first. Or do we get to pick?
I can handle this pair. You?
Shall tend to the refugees. Let us be about it.
As you wish, my little lord.
Yep, we're playing as Alphino. Okay, so before we move, we will be given the opportunity to find out where all of his abilities are. Heal, heal, those are the damaging spells.
Command the beast's attention. See to the wounded.
Actually, this is going to be the better one.
Leave it to me.
I kind of want to move these things around, but I should probably not. I don't think I can. I'm allowed to.
Come with me.
Easy now. Deep breaths. You're safe now.
Worry not for the refugees, but for yourself.
Another one I want to cast. Keep wanting to press 1 for my main damage and ability. Not gonna take that risk.
But not hard enough!
finish him. There we go. Now heal.
Help! Someone, please!
What?
Alizé?
Don't. I don't want to die.
The Guardians.
Forward! Let not a single fiend escape! Wait, that's... Euless and the army. So, you've recovered then? In time enough to be of aid, for once. We can speak of it more later. For now, we must fight! To repay your salvation in kind, or with better! For Garlemald has her pride! Of that I've no doubt.
Good gods. Of all possible saviors, the Imperial Army.
That's Alizé.
I had hoped to take all of them down at once.
Think a withdrawal might be in order?
Oh, sod that. You know who would never abandon these people to their fate. To be devoured by their former friends. That'd be beyond cruel. These beasts must fall here and now.
Well then, I'd say it's high time we threw caution to the winds.
So long as you spare me the heroic sacrifices. Now, let's go!
Been a while since I played Red Mage. Which abilities are we being given? Emboldened, we have a heal. Okay, so that's going to go through our basic combo, that's our melee combo, that's our AoE skill. Okay. Let's start with a bang. She also has access to Limit Break. That's just basic AoE attack, yeah. I don't think 3 is actually useful in this situation.
I'm fine.
Ah, the AoE combo is on a timer.
Not today.
We are already in the correct places. Which one is he going to? Finish this combo. And then go into this one.
I'm not done yet.
None to worry about. The air crackles with energy. Find cover!
As they say, turnabout's fair play. On guard.
She has a new unique limit break.
There's not the barest trace of ether. Maybe there really is no way to bring them back.
Thank you for saving our lives once again. I remember you, from Purusha. You helped us there too, didn't you?
Ah, you're from Palaka's stand. I'm glad you're still in one piece. Or you will be, once I see to that injury of yours.
Look out! Get out of here! Quickly! I won't lose them! Not a one! This will be a brighter future! I won't let a madman's apocalypse ruin everything we've fought to achieve!
Get it together, Alize. You're embarrassing yourself. And in front of Father, no less. You might never measure up to our champion. But we ask too much of him as it is. You mustn't let our sword in the darkness fight alone.
We have arrived.
Oh.
This is precisely why you should never skip your squat measurement. You've done well in my absence. I'm back.
I can look after myself, you know.
I don't doubt it.
Everything's in order, I trust?
I've had enough of this rabble! Come on!
Probably not gonna get...
Oh, a trio for the ages.
We do have the time. Next.
Just the beginning.
I had a feeling I'd find you here. This should be the last of the worst troublemakers. With me!
That's too soon, that's going to wear out. I'm going to have to recast that.
You must board without delay. The ship will depart ere long.
Your offer to host us in Sharlayan is most appreciated. But will the final days not soon fall upon it as well?
Your hesitation is not unwarranted. The satrap entrusted me with your lives, yet I have failed your comrades. Nor are you wrong to fear that this corruption will continue to spread. I cannot promise you complete safety, even in my homeland. What I can promise is that I will do all in my power to protect you. That power is not inconsiderable. Even now, my countrymen are preparing the vessel that will deliver us to a sanctuary on the moon. Join us on our journey there, and beyond, to new horizons. Come to old Sharlayan, please.
We would be fools to refuse such a generous offer made in earnest.
It seems they've a new destination.
The people of Radzat-Han have known too much suffering. The march to Garlemald will only bring them more, short though it may be.
I quite agree. Fortunately, they have you to look after them.
Yes. Well.
He doubts his own ability to do that, having seen them in action.
Behind you! Just there!
More of them.
Thank you, Xenos. I didn't predict that. I only realised it because of the scythe swing.
Xenos! Here! You'll be all right. Hurry to the airship.
The question is, why here, why now?
Why have you come?
A heretofore unseen beast. 'Twas ripe for the slaying. Poor sport, alas. Unfit to temper my blade.
Oh, for the love of... You cannot still be on about a rematch.
Well, he absolutely is. He just doesn't think so now.
That is, and has ever been, my sole concern. You, on the other hand, are fixated on a different quarry. Your passion pales before mine, yet neither hate nor despair seems sufficient to recapture your misdirected bloodlust. So, I hone my blade, and I wait.
That's it. That's all you care about. Garlemald is in ruins. Our homeland, the nation you rule, is as good as gone. Along with so many of its people. Not just soldiers like us. Not only those who fought and killed for power and duty. Innocent civilians. Murdered by their own flesh and blood. Lost and confused as they breathed their last. While we who survived with our lives and minds intact were left to freeze to death. The Eorzeans tell me all this was your doing! You slaughtered your countrymen! You did! For what?
For nothing, in the end. So much wasted effort.
You bastard!
For your own sake, Eulus, you must control your anger. It will serve no one should it consume you and see you transformed.
Would you be happier had I a good reason?
What?
If my motives met with your approval, would you no longer resent the outcome? If so, then perhaps a beast's skin would suit you better. Duty, honor, morality. All constructs of convenience when put to proof. Surely the war taught you how easily power becomes the tool of the self-righteous. How the people's justice was merely a means to their ends? Yet you would ask me why. Ask any creature of this star and those above for answers, and they will tell you what suits their fancy. And they would be right to do so. What meaning there is to be found in the petty vicissitudes of your existence must be gleaned by you, and you alone. Should you seek it in battle in the fruitless pursuit of my demise, then come. Assume your rightful place as a notch on my blade.
You are a blight on the Garlean race, and there would be no more satisfying way to expunge it than by beating you to death. But I will not be party to another tragedy. I refuse to lose anyone else because of you. So go. Go! And may we never suffer your madness again!
Xenos! Perhaps you found meaning in living this way. I cannot deny you found strength. Yet if you only pursue your hedonistic pleasures and pay no heed to the plight of others, then no one will give you the time of day. You will never get what you want, not even the battle you pine for so dearly. You'll be alone for an eternity, And you'll deserve every agonizing second of it.
He's just going to let her have the last word.
We're ready to depart. The refugee ships will be leaving shortly, but I've asked mine to remain for the time being. There's room enough for you to join me on it, if you wish. Do contain your surprise. I needn't agree with the Scion's methods or intentions to acknowledge that their deeds are deserving of gratitude.
We appreciate the offer. But might I ask why you are delaying your departure? I presume it is not solely for our benefit.
I must visit Garlemald ere we return to Sharlayan. Having caused such an uproar, it is only meet that I explain myself to the Ilzabard contingent.
Allow us to accompany you then. We should be glad to facilitate, given our familiarity with all concerned. If you would like to join as well, Ulysses, we can speak of recent events on the way.
He'll be after your seat on the forum next.
Stopped him in his tracks. He is proud of them, even if he refuses to acknowledge it out loud. Let's have a quick word with everyone. Ulysses? It's been a while since last we spoke. For some time, I was not myself. Lucy and the others told me what happened that night, and about the events that took place while I was receiving treatment. It was only then I realized the lengths you and yours go to. I know I may never be able to repay you, but I'll be damned if I don't try. And most of all, I want to thank you, all of you, for everything you've done and continue to do for the sake of my people. At the very least, I'm glad our own members are accounted for. Now, the final day should manifest here too, after everything these people have suffered. It's a cruel fate beyond worlds. Nevertheless, with allies old and new at our side, there is yet reason to be hopeful. We couldn't save them all, but if we had arrived any later, it would have been a massacre. Things were looking bleak until you turned up, till you and the first turned up. Though there be time later to discuss your journey to the first, there is one thing I must ask. Did you perchance speak with our friends at the Castellarium? Yes, they told you to stop overexerting yourself. Lena and Beck-Luke both warned me against overexerting myself. Strange that they would express similar sentiments, identical, in fact. But their advice is duly noticed. Whoosh! You ever consider the fact they might both suggest it because, I don't know, you have a habit of doing it? I mean, we're no exception. This is the contingent space of operations, I take it? To to see Zeno standing there, so uncaring and unrepenting. Gods, I don't know what came over me. I just blurted out the first thing that came to mind. But looking back on it, I stand by those words. I wish I would say I hope they won't incite him to further villainy, but to be honest, I doubt he even remembers what I said. Anyway, enough about all that. It's good to see you again. Okay, this episode's run a little long. Not that long though, so we'll call it there. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. We'll see where this goes next time. Cheerio.